Hello everybody, it's Asylum Child here. Today I'm going to do something a little different from my normal artwork stuff, and I'm going to show you a new program that I found on Steam called Wallpaper Engine. And now you can have cool animated wallpapers just like this. So, this is a wallpaper that I created. As you can see on the screen, it's moving. That's a little widow tracer, because you know how I am about widow tracer. And this is from an artist, one of my favorites, called Sakimi-chan. You can find her on Patreon. And what I did is I resized part of her image to be 1920 by 1180 so that it'll fit on the screen. And then I used some effects and everything with the program to make Widow's hair flow, Tracer's hair flow, and Tracer's bubblegum bubble to shrink and expand. I also used a little bit of special effects and everything to bring in light rays, where it looks like they're actually out in the sun. Some dust motes, because they're in an old rickety, part of town with some dust and everything. And I also did some effects here to move their shoulders and their chests to where it looks like they're breathing. Now you can do all these things. It takes a little bit of practice and everything with this program. But you can find this program. It's on Steam. I'll show you real quick. Go to Steam. Oh, well, it's not there. But I'll show it to you. Go to the store and look up Wallpaper Engine. And as you can see, it's right here. It is $3.99 in America, and a very easy, cool program to use. It is still, I will warn you now, it is still in like a beta testing, like early access. So it is not fully done yet. So there's still some things that are a little kind of wonky. They're still working on it. They're still kind of playing around with it. But it is an overall very good program. And I'm going to give you some short tutorials on how to do something like this. Okay, so when you first open the program, it looks like this. These are all the ones that you have installed on your computer. They have not actually made anything for you to delete yet. Like as you see, it says no preview and stuff. Some of these are just mess ups and things that I have done that I can't get rid of because, well, it won't let me get rid of them. I don't know why, but there's no delete button so far. Discover is your home and stuff like that. See, people have liked some of my wallpapers and stuff. I published this one. And there's some other ones and stuff that are new approved wallpapers and everything that people have made. So you can look up by subject, Star Wars, by creator. See, some of these are good and everything. Some of these are game. Then you can go to Steam and you can actually do a search and do the most popular, top rated, most subscribed, and you can find some here and everything. Also, what you can do, and I did this myself too. See this MMD Hatsune Miku? What I did is went to YouTube and found a small video clip, and you can see open from file. You can make a wallpaper from that video clip. I'll show you that real quick. See, it's got sound and everything because this is exactly from the video clip from right here on YouTube. And it is wallpaper. Okay. I don't want to play it too much. I also got this one. I downloaded this one from Steam, but as you can tell, it's Widowmaker. from Overwatch, and what they did is they just recorded her from one of the screens in the Overwatch game, and then they took that clip that's an MP4 and they just made it into a wallpaper. So there's that. Alright, so what I'm going to show you is this. Create wallpaper. Don't use a template because for some reason I can't get it to work right, and I don't know if it'll work right here either. Getting started is also a tutorial, so if my tutorial's not good enough for you for whatever reason, you're like, whatever, I don't like that guy anyway, you can just go on here and figure it out yourself. So we're going to go create wallpaper. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and find a picture first. So let's find a good picture that we can use. I don't know if I want to use mine or if I want to use another. Oh, okay, so like I said before, you can also, if you have Adobe Photoshop, Affinity Photo, Clip Studio Paint, some art program, you can also resize, or you know, a picture like I did here, resize a picture to fit your screen. That way you're not having, you know, just a picture in the middle of a color. So what we're going to do is we'll find a good picture from the already game screens that I got, and we'll see if we can find something. It's going to be, ooh, let's do this one. Now this one is, you know, it's not too much. Well, you can change the scheme color. What we'll do is we'll call this Witch Queen or something cool like that. Really cool. And it loads it up. This is from a Legends of the Cryptids, and it is going to be like this on the screen. Like this is how it's going to look on your screen. So whatever background color you got, you're going to have the background color and everything. Okay, anyway. So everything is about layers. It's not as detailed and stuff as like Photoshop, but it is about layers. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and animate this girl. And let's say you want some cool creepy effects and stuff. So let's see what we can do. First off, you can make layer special effects by clicking this add button, and it has abstract. These are presets: bubbles, ferns, embers, fire, fireworks, fog. Fog is a good thing because that's what we're going to use. And you can choose which fog you want, fog 1 or fog 2. And we're going to go with fog 2 because, well, that would look really cool. So as you can see in the background, you can see a little bit of fog. So we're going to have it about right here. We'll stretch it out some to where it fits the whole area back here. And you can change the opacity, you can change the speed at which it works and stuff like that. So, you know, there's also this show selection box where you can see how big the effects are going and everything. But you don't have to have that on. You can also change the color. Like if we want the color to be like a greenish color to match this kind of background. We want it to be like kind of a blue-green color. You can do that. Change it to be this blue-green color like that. That's cool. See? Now it has this subtle blue-green color out in the background. You can change around some of these settings, like you can have the fog move faster. You can have it move slower. You can change the opacity to where, you know, it's a little less or a little more. You go all the way up to 1. Playback rate, you can have more fog. Have it go faster or slower depending. Count, you can have, you know, more than 1. You can have a lot of it. You know, just whatever looks good on your picture. You know, it looks good. Like that. Lifetime, like how long it lasts. You can have it do that too. And you just pull this box here, you can stretch it out. You can make it bigger, you know, you can move it around, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Like, you can also see what it would look like without it, and then see what it looks like with it. As you can see, it's very subtle, but you know, it works. So, and if you want to, you can even change, go to edit and change what it looks like, you know, and change some of this over bright like this, you know, turn it up some, or it's even more so. And you say, I don't really like that, you know, that fog kind of sucks. It's not the effect I got, it's not what I really wanted, it kind of sucks, you know, I don't want to have that. You can go up here, click on renderable. Well, actually, make sure you clicked on the, here, yeah, this. Or actually, because this is, I'm sorry, instead of being over here, it's over here. So you click on the little X, gets rid of it. We're going to get a different kind of fog. So we're going to get that fog, and we'll make sure that it is really big. So I want to stretch it out. I want to put it down here. Condense it inside of the picture like that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let's make it green. Blue-green, yeah? I'll make it blue-green fog. Like that. A little bit lighter so you can see it. And you can change the color. You can even make it a little bit bluer. Make a blue fog to match the blue fog in the background. There you go. Now when you're done and it looks good like that, you go, okay, that's cool. We'll keep it like that. Now let's do some really fun stuff, like let's make these people's hair blow in the background. Do that. So alright, we can go add. And then there's, these are the effects you can actually do to the picture instead of the actual whole canvas. You got foliage sway, pulse, which is good for colors. Got scroll, which means that stuff can scroll on past. Shake, which is really good for movement and breathing and stuff, which we're going to do some breathing. So this is how you do breathing. So it brings up this, and we're going to say, call it breathing. Okay, so audio response, none, direction, none, because that's for like audio sessions and stuff, which we don't have. It also continuously saves, which I don't know how to turn that off. I think that's a new thing, and that's why we have all those wallpapers that we don't use that are mess ups and stuff, because you're just like, yeah. See, like this, you know, these are assets that we've used before that we've already gotten rid of, and it'll have a whole list of them down here. Anyways, not important. Okay, so what we're going to do is you go to flow map, paint. Now you can do this with a mouse, but you know me, I use a Wacom tablet, so you know it's kind of a combination. Mouse will have no pressure point sensitivity. So what we're going to do for breathing is we're going to go right up to her chest and her abdomen. And what we're going to do is you can have directional, or you can have spread. Spread is what we're looking for. Now, hardness is the how much pressure you want to put on the pen tool. Opacity depends on how subtle you want the areas. Do you want it to be straight blocky, or do you want it to be subtle? Value is how much of this effect is being painted in and the size of your brush. You also have a mask like this puke green, so you can see where you're going to color. Now we're going to have this pretty big, and we want her to breathe. So we're going to make this pretty big. We're going to go right in the middle of her chest, and we're going to click like that. And as you can see, it's expanding some, so it looks like she's breathing. You also have to go into his stomach here, because that's how people breathe. So we want diaphragm and chest. Take off the mask, you can see it better. What this does is this expands the pixels and stuff. And it looks like she's breathing. Let's make her fella back here breathing. So we're gonna turn the size down. You have to actually physically go over here. There's no keyboard commands yet to do this, so you kind of have to, no, that's too big. No, that's too small. Alright, you know, that's pretty good. So, you know, you kind of have to test on where you're going to go. Okay, once again, show mask. And we're going to go on his chest. So it looks like he's breathing. We'll go over to her girlfriend over here. Let's turn the size down a little bit. Not super duper a little bit. Okay, we may have to click on several applications of this, so we're going to go with right here in the chest, see how that looks. Not bad, not bad, okay. Abdomen, chest right here. Okay, not bad. And then we're going to do a little bit stomach. Not too much, because, you know. There we go. Looks like she's taking some really deep breaths, but that's okay. And we'll back it up some by using the mouse wheel. Everybody's breathing. Alright. Now you can also change the speed at which they breathe, like you want them panting. They can look like they're panting, or they can look like they're just calmly breathing, just in and out. You can also turn up the strength, which, wow, that's a lot. We want it to be subtle, so we're going to go about right there. Yeah, we want it to be subtle, because they're just breathing, they're not, you know. So we'll turn it about right there. That's good. That way, it looks like they're breathing. See? Alright, now we got some cool stuff. Alright, so you got that effect there. Now the way that you change that, you click on Renderable, and it brings you back to where you can add more. And you can add as many as you want. So now let's see, what else we want to do. Let's see if we can make their hair wave. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Add. Now what a really good one is, let's go with water waves. This is a good one. So you go with that and you go, oh my god, that's a big old mess. Okay, so we turn the value down to 0. Turn the size of the brush up. Make sure we... Oh, this way. Make sure that we... What is going on? Okay. Edit. Oh, okay. Paint. We'll click on paint. Turn the value down. Alright, there you go. I was on the wrong thing. Okay. So then we're going to go in. Turn this down. We're going to turn this up just a little bit. Turn the opacity down. Turn the hardness. Stays about 50%. What we're going to do is we're just going to lightly brush here where the hairs are. On the edge. Careful not to get in their helmet. Now you can use your mouse like I was just doing, or you can use a Wacom tablet like I'm using now. I just feel more comfortable with my Wacom tablet. Okay, so we got those right there. She's got more hair down here. So you can get in here and you can just lightly start getting into here. and get these hairs here. Well, what we're doing it real lightly with just a slight value. That way, you know, it doesn't get too much. She's got little fine hairs. That's why I was like, better like that. So you just real lightly go in and pick her hair. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this fella. Ugh, pen in the mouth, sorry. Going to do the same thing with this fella over here. I'm going to paint his hair. Now this is cool because the background is pretty forgiving, so we don't have, you know, too much to worry about with like intricate backgrounds. You know, so we don't have to worry about the hair thing getting into the background too much. Like here, she's got a high collar, so what we want, and she's behind the girl, the first girl. So what we're going to want is we're just going to want to get just the edge of her hair without messing up the collar. So it takes a little bit of practice. And then you say, well, what if you mess up? What if you go out and you get too much? You can click on this and it undoes it. And if you just mess up like a big old section, like something just totally, like say I accidentally get her face right here. So you go, oops, that's in her face right there. What you do is you turn down the value to 0 and just repaint right over her face. There you go. We'll go back up to 67 that we were at. So value 0 is how you erase. Depending on how much of a frequency you want, you can go the value up higher is what activates. Say, well, that's too dark. I can't see what I'm painting and everything. That's okay. You can turn off the mask. See? Turn off the mask and see where you're painting, and it's fine. Like that. Sometimes it's just easier to see where you're painting. As far as that's concerned there. This is pretty forgiving because there's not a whole lot of like detail. They're not standing against a big pattern, so you don't have to worry about that, you know. Breathing. I think I turned this off somehow. I don't know how I did that. We might have to redo it. Edit. I think we might have we have to redo it. Hold on. Alright. Sometimes that happens too. Yeah, it's like, oh boy. So sometimes you want to... let's see. Oh, turn it up. See how we went from subtle... turned it up. So depending on how much of an effect you want, you can turn down value. We want the value to be pretty good, so we're gonna like that. Turn this down. Put it on Mr. Dude's chest here. Just a little bit bigger. Do it on the girl's chest over here. smaller. And right here on her stomach. Alright, much better. They look like they're breathing again. I don't know what happened and why it turned off the breathing effect, but it did. Okay. In fact, we're just going to make sure it really gets in there and makes her look like she is breathing. You can click on it more than once and make it go. Alright, so it looks like their hair's moving. There's fog. It looks like they're breathing. Alright. And then you say OK. That's what my problem was. After you say OK, it accepts this. And it accepts the water waves. Yeah. So that was fine. Okay. Alright, next up, let's see. What else do we want to do? Okay, let's do some magic. Oh, water waves. Okay, edit. So, say that the waves are too much. This is too wavy. And you can change the speed and the strength and stuff. What you do is you go with perspective. And you can, change it like that. Change the direction. Where it becomes more and more subtle, like that. You can change these to where, they can look like they're enough or they're too much, Just play around with these settings until it looks like the way you want it. You can even turn it down. Looks like that. I'll just turn it down here so it just barely waves. Kind of cool like that, Like that's cool. That looks cool. That looks like they're standing and they're breathing and stuff. A way also that we're going to do with this too, with breathing, go into paint. You can also go a direction. And we're going to turn it down some, the opacity. What you do is you go zooming in, and you go to like her shoulders. Make sure it's a pretty good size. Turn on the mask. What you do is you go in a downward direction, or an upward direction. So, we're going to try and just upward direction. That might be too much, so let's see. That's a little too much, so let's undo that. So just go undo until it undoes it. So we're going to turn this down some to about half. And then you go in the direction you want it to go. So if you want it to go up, which we want it to go up, so you go like this, and you just paint the direction until all of her shoulder is going up, like so. And change the size. Go up here with her shoulder, and you just paint the whole shoulder like so. You know what? Let's make her hand go up, or her arm go up and down too. So we'll paint her whole arm. And see how it's like this bright green color? That's how you know that you got the whole thing. Because you can paint the whole thing. This bright green color. So you know the whole thing is moving. You just make sure you capture her whole hand. Our fingers don't look like they're stretching. Weirding out. Sometimes it takes a little finagling. There we go. Looks like her whole hand is moving. Yeah. Now if you want, pen in the mouth, go with a smaller size, go with a small opacity, and just go around each part and leave a little bit of space in between what you don't want moving and what you want moving. That way it doesn't get into the background and start weirding it out and messing it up. Like so. Now it's not going to be perfect because the program is not perfect. So you try to go in the same direction that you got, like that. The program is not perfect, so it's not going to be perfect, but you know, it does pretty good. It looks like she's moving and stuff. Do the same thing with Mr. Dude's shoulders over here. So we'll go pretty big. Yoink. 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 In fact, we'll just do his whole arm. Normally, for breathing, you want a little simpler style, you know. Like for her, I'm just going to have her shoulders go up just a little bit. So, not much, just a bit. See, that's too much. So go like this. Make sure it turns it all off. You're going to turn the value down because we just wanted a little bit. Something subtle, you know? And we'll go like this. And we'll grab that whole section. Just paint her whole arm kind of going up. Like that. And that way it looks more natural. Might have them breathing a bit more because, yeah, here. Doesn't look like his chest is expanding all that much, so try to get it on there to where it really looks like he's breathing. Same thing with the girl here. She looks cool, but doesn't look like her chest is really expanding with a breath, you know. So we're gonna punch it just a bit. Okay, there you go. There. That way it looks like it's moving and everything's cool like that. Yeah. And then so far so good. Go back up here. Now you can stop here or you can say okay. And then, you know, you can stop here and then you say, oh, that's good enough and everything. So, you know, if that's as far as you want to go, that's as far as you want to go. That's cool. Otherwise, they got other effects too. Like you got this. Let's see, we got fire, got nitro where you can have like lightning effects and stuff, fisheye, god rays, this is cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some god rays like that. That looks cool. You know, they kind of move. And that'll be some interesting effect there. So that's cool. And we'll keep it blue. That'll be good. You know what? I'm going to affect her her expression too. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to go shake. Zoom into her face. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some simple, subtle movements on her face to make her kind of, every once in a while, smile. So what we're going to do is we're going to mask it off. And we're going to just kind of push right here. Maybe not like, that's too much. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it down some. Okay. Size of the brush. Okay. Opacity. We're going to turn down the volume just that much. And we're going to push. Not where it's like too much, but maybe we'll. No. Say it takes a little bit of finagling. Let's go back to a smaller size. Alright, zoom in more. There we go. Zooming in more is better. Okay, so we want to push up. For some reason, it's not pushing up though. So push up, 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 up. And then with the opacity being down this way, now you're going down this way, we'll go the corners of the mouth like this. Turn it up some. Sure you get all of her mouth because your mouth stretches when you smile. And you just start turning up the value. And make sure to get the whole mouth where it stretches. Now it looks a little weird up close, but as you can see, we're making her to where she changes her expression. Cool, huh? Alright, so we got the God rays. We got that. Now, if you want something even more, say we got some of this. Let's go with ember. Got large embers, got small embers. We're gonna have some large embers blowing up from, like, say, the bottom here. Like that. Only we don't want them red, we want them like green. Like there's magic going on. Like that. You can also stretch this up by grabbing this box and seeing how it stretches. that. Turn down the opacity just a bit. There we go. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Pretty good and animated, huh? Okay, so we got some really cool effects and everything going on. So that's how that does that. Okay, so Steam. Prepare for Publishing makes this where you just like CGI, you can pick all this stuff. Legend of the Cryptids. If I could spell the right. And Cryptids. Picture animated. Okay. Change this to be like weird color like that. Now, age required. Partial nudity or suggestive. This is very important. If you're going to make any wallpapers with this stuff, you cannot use hentai. I know it'd be tempted to, do hentai or whatever if you're into that. You cannot use hentai. You cannot use hentai. If you have nudity or partial nudity, it has to be set to mature. If it has a partial nudity or it's suggestive, like, you've got a panting girl with a lewd expression on her face and it looks like you just loved her long time, then you need to change that to questionable. But if it's suitable for everyone, that's everyone. So that's just to let you know. And there are bannable offenses like photography in real life. You notice it says nudity, violence, sexual acts, excessive gore. Ban, 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 ban. Okay, now you can put that on your own computer. If you want to make those wallpapers and you want to keep them on your computer, that's cool, but you cannot publish them. Same thing with CGI drawings. If you have anime or like some hentai or something, nudity is okay. You can have some boobage going on if you have your favorite Nico girl and she's topless, or whatever. That's fine, but they're got to be rated mature. Anything sexual acts though, you got actual penetration, like it's hentai, or you got somebody getting their head blown off or something. Those are bannable. They will not put up with those. So mine is for everyone. Visibility public. You can change this to private, to where you can have just your wallpapers. Take snapshot. This is a little iffy because, see, I can't pick one of the people. So I'm going to go with this because I can't, it stretches out the wallpaper so I can't see the main girl's face. And I definitely don't want to take a big picture of her boobs. I mean, some people might appeal to that, but yeah, we don't want that. So I'll go enter. Okay, so that's our snapshot. And you can publish it. So we'll go publish, and it's submitting workshop item. Ta-ta-da. Okay, there you go. And it's show paper and wall in workshop. All right, let's see. Ta-da! There it is. And people can subscribe to it. So you can subscribe to this. If you go to Steam and you look up Witch Queen, it's there for you to get. See? You can just subscribe to it. So you can get my wallpaper if you want. Okay, so now that we got this cool, awesome wallpaper, how do we put it on our desktop? Go File, Apply Wallpaper. Still big, so you don't have to do cover. You can do center. And there's our cool animated wallpaper we just made. So, it takes some practice, of course, just like artwork and everything. It takes some practice and stuff. you pick up some little things here and there. There's some really cool effects and everything you can use. And there's nothing is copyright. You don't have to worry about that either. I know some people are like, yo, you notice I've got some Dandan Fuga pictures, and I've got some Sakimi-chan, like I just had Sakimi-chan pictures and stuff. So, you know, you... This is a Sakimi-chan. Sakimi-chan is not going to come out and go, hey, how come you used my picture? And she's not going to do it. If she's cool, she's not going to do that. So as long as you're, you know, as long as you're saying who the artist is by or something, it's fine. There should be no problems with copyright claims or anything for making a wallpaper, because everybody knows that, you know, if you save their artwork or something from Patreon like this one is, then you're, you know, you're supporting them and everything. And it's like free advertising. If you put that like I did, I said this is by Sakimi-chan, see? By Sakimi-chan. So anybody finding this wallpaper, she's not going to mind, because this is like free advertising for her artwork. So you don't have to worry about copyrighted stuff. Be very careful about sounds and stuff. Like if you want to put some music and stuff, I don't know how the music industry is. We all know how anal they can be with MP3 downloads and stuff like that. So what I can say is no more than 15 minutes, which you know, if you got 15 minutes worth of song on your wallpaper, dude, come on now. So just take, like, I don't know, if you got a Metallica or something like that, just take the main riff from Master of Puppets or something and put that on there. Or just, you know, one riff from your favorite song, one, you know, 4 bars, maybe 4 bars of the main theme or something like that. Kind of like a ringtone. Because you don't want it to be too much anyway, you know? So just use like less than 15 minutes. Shouldn't be a problem. Also, you can do like Nightcore does, kind of speed up or slow down the sound and everything, or add to it. So if you add to it, then it doesn't count as the exact same thing. So, you know, you can avoid copyright laws that way. But that's just some basic stuff. With this really cool program. It's not super artistic, but, you know, it's artsy enough. You know, and you can use your own artwork too, and animate it and put it as your wallpaper. So there's some other things that people have done, some other effects and everything like that. Just play around with them and see what new and improved stuff you've got. And hey, if you have some cool wallpapers you'd like me to see and everything, list them down there at the bottom in the comments section, and I will love to see your artwork and the fun stuff that you do with this program. So that's just an introductory thing, and have fun. I'll see you later. Bye.